Hello and welcome to Baiju's Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to another episode of Political Thinkers and Ideas. Today we're going to talk about an Indian political thinker about whom the great Albert Einstein said that the humanity will not believe that such a man walked on earth. He was also called Mahatma by the great poet Rabindranath Tagore. It's also known as Bapu. He's on our currency notes. Yes, I'm talking about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the father of the Indian nation. What are we going to discuss about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi? So you will understand Gandhi's concept of non-violence. We'll understand his theory of means and ends. We'll understand his doctrine of trusteeship. Gandhi believed in non-violence. He believed that we should use non-violent means to transform societies, to transform states. In order to achieve any change, you should use non-violence. You should not use violence as per Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He also believed that means are important as well as ends. He did not say that we can use immoral means to achieve moral ends or moral means to achieve immoral ends. Means and ends are constitutive and integral. You have to use pure means and you have to pursue pure ends. Noble means noble ends. Third, we'll understand the doctrine of trusteeship also. Gandhi used this idea to transform class societies into classless societies. We'll understand what does he mean by trusteeship. How can we use trusteeship to convince those who own wealth, who have means of production, to kind of use them for the benefit of the entire society. Without violence, Gandhi believed that we can change the class character of the society. This is what we're going to understand about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in today's session. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in 1869 in Porbandar, Gujarat. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, as I said, is also known as Bapu. He's on our currency notes. He's called the father of the Indian nation. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi studied in London. He studied law. He went to South Africa and fought for the rights of the Indians there. He returned to India and dominated the Indian nationalist struggle 1915 onwards. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi took the nationalist movement represented by the Indian National Congress to the masses. He involved peasants in the Indian nationalist movement. He developed the technique of non-violence and satyagraha to oppose the British rule. He used non-cooperation movement, salt satyagraha, quit India movement to throw the British out of India, to secure freedom for India. He ended colonialism and played a very significant role in ending colonialism. But Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was also a writer. He was also a thinker. He was not only a political leader, though he believed that he's a man of practice. Gandhi wrote an important book called Hind Swaraj. He also wrote My Experiments with Truth. Gandhi also used to write for newspapers, journals. Gandhi lived a life of principles. He not only believed in them, he also practiced them. Gandhi was killed by a Hindu fanatic in 1948. His name was Nathuram Godse. He was killed on the ground that he was too soft on Muslims. He was killed because he was believed to be soft on Pakistan. There was a huge riot when India was divided between India and Pakistan. When these two new nation states were created in 1947, riots broke out, and those riots are called partition riots. Gandhi took the side of humanity. He urged people to observe communal harmony, to live peacefully with each other. He kept fasts. Some Hindu fanatic believed that Gandhi is emasculating Hindu society. Through his non-violence doctrine, he's making Hindus weak. That's why Gandhi was shot and he died for the sake of communal harmony in this country. Now, this was a brief introduction to this great man, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Let's now understand his idea of non-violence. See, Gandhi believed in non-violence as a strategy, as a method to oppose injustice in society. Now, there's an idea that if there is injustice in society, you can fight with violent means. Means if there is injustice, say, for example, done by colonialism. Colonial government is oppressive. It is using violence, oppressing the people, the masses. Now, is it justified to use violence against it? There were some in the Indian nationalist movement who believed that we should use armed revolution. We should use arms and overthrow the British. Why? Because the rule itself is violent. The rule is oppressive. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi said, non-violence is my creed. I do not believe in violence. What did he mean by non-violence? He said, I will not injure anyone. No injury to anyone. In actions, in words, even in intentions. You will not do anything that will hurt your enemy. You will not say anything that will hurt your enemy. You will not even pour ill will for your enemy. Rather, you will be non violent. It is a force of love. You will love your enemy. You will show goodwill towards your enemy. Basically, for him, non-violence simply is a strategy to change your enemy. Through this, you are telling your enemy you do not hate him. You hate the sin in him. You do not hate the sinner. You hate the sin. There's an unjust law. You hate the unjust law. You do not hate the British people. You do not hate English. You hate their unjust law, their unjust policies. Now, that's what Gandhi believed, that non-violence is a method to transform societies and politics. You can use non-violence to achieve social change. If you feel there's anything wrong in the society, use non-violence as a method to change it. If you think there's anything wrong in your politics, use non-violence as a method to get that political change. That's what Gandhi believed because he said violence leads to revenge. Because he believed that violence leads to more violence. This response, eye for an eye, leads to more cycles of violence. Non-violence is the only legitimate way, it's the only pure way to attain social and political change, to fight against injustice. Now, Gandhi used satyagraha against the British, right? Now, satyagraha is reliance on the path of truth. He relied on the path of truth to oppose the unjust system, the British system. Now, truth is seeking God for Gandhi. Gandhi is a religious man. He believed that religions teach us moral precepts. All the religions of the world have a common message of love, brotherhood. He believed in the unity in message in all religions. Gandhi said politics has to be ethical. It has to be informed by moral principles. It cannot be a struggle for power. That's why he said, when I engage in politics, my only aim is to serve humanity. By serving humanity, I'm serving my God. He's not bothered what kind of God you believe in. He says ultimately, your beliefs and practices might be different, but the message is same: love, brotherhood. So, non-violence and truth are connected. It's through non-violence that you will reach your true self. You will reach truth. Now, Gandhi believed so deeply in this method that he used it to overthrow the British colonialism in India. Gandhi fought for Swaraj, by which he did not mean only independence from the British rule. In fact, he said I am not against the English people. I'm against the English system. Even English people can become Indians. He is concerned with the English system because it's based on capitalism, it's based on consumerism, it's based on self interested individual who's greedy, who's selfish, who's trying to plunder nature, who's trying to maximize his profit only, who's not bothered with moral principles. That's why he hates the English system because it's oppressive, because it's not the system which is informed by morality as per Gandhi. Now, Gandhi said we will get Swaraj, but Swaraj means that a system will change, that it will empower people. So, Swaraj means that everyone will be empowered. A system will be created which will empower everyone, and also means that every individual will gain self control, self realization. So Gandhi believed in non-violence as a method. Non-violence can be used to transform society, to seek desired political change. Non-violence connects you to truth. Now, truth connects you to God, and it can be achieved through service to humanity. Right? So, Swaraj was the goal, non-violence and satyagraha were the methods. Now, this is what Gandhi believed in. That is the non-violence. Now, Gandhi became very popular and famous because of this non-violence method. Even in the present times, Gandhi is famous for this. Now, let's look at theory of means and ends given by Gandhi. See, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi said, means and ends are related. They are integral to each other. There's an idea that you can use immoral means for moral ends. In the Western tradition, there was a philosopher, a political thinker called Niccolo Machiavelli, who believed that a king can use immoral means to protect his power or state. If you have to protect your state, you can use immoral means, violence, lies, deception, and so on. In other words, he said one shouldn't be concerned with means, one should only be concerned with the end. If the end is important, if the end is moral, if the end is noble, means don't matter. Use any means. Gandhi said no. Means and ends are integral to each other. They are the two sides of the same coin. In other words, the means should be pure as well as the end. The end is Swaraj. There's an unjust British system. The means should be also pure. If Swaraj is pure, it's a noble end. It's to end the English system, which is oppressive. The means should be also pure or noble, like non-violence. Satyagraha. It shouldn't be violent. You shouldn't hate your enemies. So non-violence also changes the enemies. It transforms them morally. See, one who practices non-violence and satyagraha changes, transforms morally himself, also transforms the so called enemies, those who implement the unjust laws, those who do something sinful. So, in both ways, it benefits the one who practiced it and the one against whom it's practiced. So, that's why it's a noble means and the end is also noble. So, as you sow, so shall you reap. Right? The means are important, so are the ends. Gandhi even said we should be only concerned with the means, that we should care about the means. The end will take care of itself. Our means should be very pure, very noble. You can't use immoral means. You can't use violence to overthrow the unjust system. Then there is no difference between you and the unjust system. You are doing the same thing in a reverse way. That's what Gandhiji believed. So the means and ends are related. They're the two sides of the same coin. Let's look at another concept, the trusteeship. See, as I mentioned earlier, Gandhi used non-violence to oppose the unjust system. He used non-violence to arrive at truth, to achieve Swaraj for India. Gandhi believed in such method because he said these are the pure noble means. There is no other alternative to oppose the British government because he did not approve of violent means. Now, please understand that there were militant nationalists who said that we have to use violence to overthrow the unjust British government because the British government is also using violence. Marxists even believe that we can use violence and it's legitimate to use violence to achieve a political change. Gandhi said no. Now, trusteeship concept is also linked to this idea. How? See, there's a class conflict in society. Now, Gandhi recognizes it that there is a class conflict, right? He does not say in the term Marx says, but he recognizes that there are those who own means of production, who have wealth, and there are poor people, right? He recognized this distinction between the rich and poor in Indian society. Now, what would Marxists say about it? They would say this is an oppressive system of relationships, that one owns the means of production, and one has wealth, another does not. This class oppresses the poor class. Now, Gandhi recognizes this reality that there is a difference or disparity in wealth between people. There are rich, poor classes in our society. Gandhi said that we can use trusteeship as an idea to change this class character of our society. How? See, Gandhi said, what if these rich or people who own wealth consider themselves as lucky, consider themselves as trustees of this wealth? They will consider themselves as trustees of this wealth and use this wealth for the benefit of the entire society or to uplift the society. They will not use it for selfish reasons. Rather, they will realize, they will have a moral realization that, okay, we have this wealth, we can use it for the benefit of the entire society. That's how class antagonism can be controlled, can be taken care of as per Gandhi's doctrine of trusteeship. Now, what do Marxists say about this class conflict between rich and poor? See, Marx says about capitalism, for example, that in a capitalist system, there are those who own the means of production, who own wealth. Now, these are called bourgeois or capitalists. And those who do not own means of production, they are paid minimum wages, also called as proletariat. There are factories, factories have owners, they're called capitalists, they own them, and there are workers within a factory, they are paid minimum wages on which they merely survive. Now, these two classes, as per Marx, are antagonistic. They have a conflict between because one is depriving the other of the profit he makes from his factory. Right? He takes all the profit. Now, Marx says that these proletariat or workers will get together and overthrow the capitalists. They will capture the state power and bring about socialism. They will socialize the resources. Then eventually a communist society will emerge where there is no need of the state. So a worker state will be established which will socialize their resources or the resources bourgeois control, and eventually there will be no need of the worker state because a communist society will emerge because everyone will get his due. The principle that will govern this communist society is from each according to his need, each according to his ability. Means whatever needs you have, you will be given resources as per them, but you will work as per your ability. So, in a communist system, there will be no state. Marx used the famous term withering away of the state, right? The state will be captured only to socialize the means of production or the resources. so that a communist society will emerge. Now, this violent change, where the proletariat will establish their dictatorship or use violence to socialize means of production, is different from Gandhi's non-violent change called trusteeship. So, trusteeship is simply a moral transformation of those who possess wealth, moral transformation of capitalists, realization on their part that they are trustees of the wealth, that they have to use it for the betterment of the society. See, this is an important concept given by Gandhi. Now, this brings us to an end of discussion on Gandhi. Let's look at two questions before we end this session. One, discuss Gandhiji's views on religion and its relationship with politics. See, Gandhiji believed in God. He believed that man has a soul. He believed human being is capable of transformation or realization. He believed that religion means serving the humanity, working for the downtrodden. That's what Gandhi believed about religion. Now, he said religion has to inform politics. By religion, he simply means moral precepts, moral principles. And for him, all religions lead to the same message. There might be differences between beliefs and religions, but they have the common message of love, they have the common message or the common morals. Now, this should inform politics. Politics should not become a struggle for power. Politics should become a mechanism to empower people, to morally empower them, to change their condition. Now, Gandhi is not someone who thinks politics is a game of power which can be played by people. He thinks politics is a vehicle for social transformation, can be used to uplift the masses. That's why he says he joined politics, because for him it's religious in nature. It's a moral duty he performs, right? So, this is what you can write in this question. Now, let's look at the second question. Comment on Gandhi's views on the end means unity. What does Gandhi think about means and ends? Or what's his theory of means and ends? We discussed it in detail. Gandhi thinks that they are closely related. You cannot have immoral means to achieve immoral ends or moral ends. Rather, both means and ends are connected. So you have to employ moral means to achieve moral ends. If your goal is Swaraj or opposing an unjust policy, your means to oppose it or achieve it should also be moral. It can't be like immoral means for moral means. So this goes against the view that means don't matter, the ends matter. If you succeed, that's it. Your means are justified. But Gandhi says no, we shouldn't even consider the result or the consequences or the end of our good actions. We should concentrate on good actions because that's what is in our hands. He is influenced by Gita in this concept. So we should basically be concerned with what is under our control, that is, means, that is, doing good deeds. Once we do that, the end will take care of itself. So this is his idea of means and ends. That's it. Let's stop here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like and share this video. Thanks for watching.